So which rookie wide receiver is going to have the most fantasy points in PPR leagues for 2023 fantasy football? This is the Fantasy Sports Bus. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. So last year at this time, I discussed all of the first round and second round rookie wide receivers and gave you my analysis on who I thought would be the leading point producer in the PPR league. And I had counted back from 5 to 1. And the number one guy I had picked was Chris Olave, the New Orleans Saints, with Garrett Wilson number 2. I was close, basically flip-flopped the two. Garrett Wilson, I believe, had 217 PPR points. Chris Olave at around 202. And they both bested Drake London, who was the first wide receiver taken in drafts last year. So I wanted to do that again this season and take a look at the, at the consensus, I guess, top 6 rookie wideouts: Jackson Smith and Jigba of Seattle, Quentin Johnson of the Chargers, Zay Flowers of Baltimore, Jordan Addison of Minnesota, Jonathan Mingo, Carolina, and Jaden Reed of Green Bay. So, like I did last year, really what it comes down to is not just pure talent, but also opportunity and also the quarterback they're attached to when trying to make these assumptions or predictions for 2023 fantasy football. And for me, Jaden Reed would be 6th on this list. So Jaden Reed, he's going to help right away on punts and kickoff returns. There's no doubt about it. He's an explosive athlete. He's on the small side at 5'11", 190, 4.4 speed. Good ball control guy, but again, Jordan Love, he's got Romeo Dobbs and Christian Watson ahead of him. He's going to throw a lot to Aaron Jones out of the backfield. So I don't think Jaden Reed he's going to be more of a gadget player as a rookie. Only in deeper leagues would I even take a look at him. So I don't think Jaden Reed is going to be much of a factor on a consistent week-to-week basis. The next receiver on this list, I put number 5 would be Quentin Johnson. So I really do like Quentin Johnson. Unfortunately, he ended up in not the best spot for immediate fantasy success. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams ahead of him, of course. So is Joshua Palmer, who the team really likes. And then, of course, you have Austin Eckler, the best pass receiving back in football. So that's a lot of bodies in front of him, capable bodies that Quentin Johnson's going to have to try to fight for attention from QB Justin Herbert. That whole equation changes if injuries befall Allen and Williams again, which they very well could. But at least initially, Quentin Johnson would be 5th on my list. All right, next for the 4th spot, I have Jonathan Mingo. I like Jonathan Mingo. Certainly coming from Mississippi, the wide receiver factory, probably the notable the best college producing wideouts of late, behind maybe only LSU. You have DK Metcalf coming from there. You have AJ Brown coming from there. So Jonathan Mingo has a lot of ability. He has a good route runner, good deep speed, 6'2", 220. I really like the frame. But, he's got a rookie quarterback. He's got Adam Thielen there as well, DJ Chark. So there are some bodies ahead of him, that are going to be getting the attention of Bryce Young. But Mingo is somebody that I'm interested as a very late round lottery dart throw that could put up better numbers than we anticipated. All right, so this is where things get a little tricky. So Zay Flowers, Jackson Smith, and Jordan Addison are all in really good spots. So I like all 3 of them as draftable assets in PPR leagues this season. I had a really tough time kind of deciphering between the 3 of them. I have Addison number 3. So I know Addison's been number 1 on a lot of lists. Already he's making waves, driving 140 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. Just a dumb move on his part right off the bat. But he's clearly number 3 in the pecking order behind Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson, of course. He does have ability. He was inconsistent last year in college compared to the year before. But, he's a good prospect. He is on the small side himself at 175. But I like the other 2 guys ahead of him. So it comes down to Jackson Smith and Zay Flowers. So ultimately, I'm going with Zay Flowers as the number 1 guy. He's been earning rave reviews in camp. Odell Beckham Jr., who knows how he's going to come back from the injury. Rashad Bateman right now is not even with the team. He's coming back from injury. So Zay Flowers, absolutely dynamic receiver. You talk about a Tyreek Hill clone, that's Zay Flowers. Explosive speed. He's a high 4.3 guy. I know he's only 5'9", 180, but he's got that Tyreek Hill ability. And, with this passing offense of Todd Monken, I think he's going to be really, really good and quickly. And Jackson Smith, if Jackson Smith was on another team where he would be the number 2 guy, I would put him number 1 on this list. But he's got 2 alphas and Tyler Lockett criminally underrated underrated, and DK Metcalf ahead of him. I think he's going to get his opportunities. I think he's going to be useful. He's definitely going to be a flex, but if I had to pick between the two, I pick Zay Flowers over Jackson Smith and Jigba for 2023 fantasy football. All right, guys, hit that subscribe, hit that notification button. More videos on the way soon.